Hey everybody, it's Craig with Smartphone Envy. I got a great face-off for us today, the one we've been waiting for probably since May. Samsung Galaxy S2 versus Apple's iPhone 4S. Before we get started, I want to thank Tony Akers over at the AT&T store here at TO for setting me up with this nice white iPhone 4S, 16 gigabytes for today's face-off. So thank you, Tony. All right, let's kick off our face-off. Samsung Galaxy S2 weighs in 129 grams. It is the lighter of the two. Sports a 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Plus capacitive display, resolution of 480 by 800, also offers Gorilla Glass. Upper left-hand corner, you've got a 2-megapixel front-facing camera for video calls, and below the display you've got two touch-sensitive keys, main menu, back key, as well as one physical home key. On the back is an 8-megapixel camera with autofocus LED flash, video capture 1080p at 30 frames per second. The battery, it's a 1650 milliamp hour battery rated at 8 hours and 40 minutes of talk time. Up on top is the 3.5mm headphone jack along with one of the microphones. On the right hand side is the power and lock key. On the bottom is the other microphone along with micro USB port. And on the left hand side is the volume rocker. Lower right hand corner is the phone speaker. Alright, let's get to it. iPhone 4S weighs in at 140 grams. Offers a 3.5-inch TFT backlit LCD display. Resolution is 640 by 960. Scratch resistant. Left center top is a front-facing VGA camera for video calls, and below the display one physical key, a home key. On the back, again, an 8-megapixel camera with autofocus LED flash. Video capture again is 1080p at 30 frames per second. The battery is 1430 milliamp hour battery, and it's rated at 8 hours of talk time. All right, let's talk about processors. Got probably two of the quickest smartphones on the planet right here. Galaxy S2 has Samsung's 1.2 gigahertz Exynos dual-core processor. The iPhone 4 offers Apple's A5 1 gigahertz dual-core processor. As far as memory, the Galaxy S2 comes in two versions, 16 to 32 gigabytes. You can also add an additional 32 gigabytes of internal storage via micro SD card. iPhone 4S comes in three versions, 16, 32, and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. Galaxy S2 offers 1 gigabyte of RAM. The iPhone 4S has 512 megabytes of RAM. Wi-Fi, Galaxy S2 802.11a, B, G, and N. Support for DLNA and HDMI out. iPhone 4S 802.11b, G, and N. As far as Bluetooth, Galaxy S2 version 3.0 with support for A2DP and high-speed data transfer. iPhone 4S version 4 with support for A2DP. Both phones have GPS with support for AGPS. Both phones can be used as Wi-Fi hotspots. Operating system on the Galaxy S2, Android 2.3.4 Gingerbread. On the iPhone 4S, it's iOS 5. As far as user interface, on the Galaxy S2, it's Samsung's TouchWiz 4.0, and on the iPhone 4S, iOS 5. All right, let's run our unofficial speed test. Let me go into the Task Manager. Got that closed. Let's go into RAM, clear the memory. There we go. So we've got that one done. iPhone 4S, we'll hold down here. And we'll close down the background tasks as well. There we go. Alright, let's start out with settings on both. That definitely was the Galaxy S2. Let's try contacts on both. That was definitely the iPhone 4S, no doubt about that. Let's go to maps on both. That was definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try Gmail on both. Boy, that looked like a dead heat to me, guys. I couldn't tell. Let's go to, did I do the calendar? Let's try the calendar on both. That looked to be the Galaxy S2 to me. Let's try app stores, although they're very different. They're both running off the same Wi-Fi network. Let's see how it turns out. Definitely the Galaxy S2. Let's try launching the cameras on both. I couldn't tell. I was expecting the iPhone 4S to win that, but I really couldn't tell. And then let's go to Fandango. We'll go to third party. Again, they're both running off the same Wi-Fi network. And they both went to different places. And I get kind of a different layout, so I don't know how this is going to work. Let me see if I can find not what I wanted to find. Let's go to movies. There we go, big year. And trailer loaded quicker, much quicker on the iPhone 4S. Let's go to trailers and play them. That's kind of weird the way that worked out, but I don't know if we can make that part of the speed test or not.
There's going to be major fallout in a few hours. Nuclear fallout.
All right, there's a look at our unofficial speed test. All right, let's take a look at speech to text, because that's one of the big selling points with the new iPhone 4S is Siri, the new built-in application. And we're going to take a look at capabilities on both. And we're going to start with doing a little navigating, which is typically part of our review process anyway. Navigate to Starbucks. And we'll let that do its thing. And it's going to pull up a list, and we'll pick one.
Head northeast on St. Croix Court, then make a U-turn.
Okay. Navigate to Starbucks.
I found 14 places matching Starbucks. Tap the one you want directions to. Here are directions to Starbucks.
And again, basically, so you get a map, which is the route you would get on the Galaxy S2. You still don't get any voice-guided turn-by-turn navigation with Siri. All right, so that's navigation. Let's try play Michael Jackson. Good tune. So what the Galaxy S2 does is it will either pull it off of storage if you have it on a micro SD card or internal memory, or it'll go through Pandora or whatever application you suggest, and it'll actually go find the music. Play Michael Jackson.
I couldn't find Michael Jackson in your music.
Yes, in other words, on the iPhone 4S, if you don't have it downloaded onto the phone, it won't figure out how to play it. Let's do a text. Text Craig, message, call John on Tuesday, question mark, smiley face. So there's call John on Tuesday, question mark, smiley face. Let's use Siri. Text Craig.
What do you want to say to Craig Gillespie?
Call John on Tuesday, question mark, smiley face.
I updated your message.
So,
Ready to send it?
so both, I cancel on both. So both of them,
Understand.
so both of them handle text messages, email. All right, Siri.
Cancel.
Cancel, thank you. Both of them works the same way for either text or email on either one. The difference is with Siri, you have to wait for it to respond before you can actually put in the message, whereas with the Galaxy S2, you just simply continue your message and go through it. Let's set an alarm for 1 hour.
I've set an alarm for 1 p.m.
Okay, for 1 p.m. and 1 p.m. is not an hour from now. Set alarm for 1 hour. Okay, so it's 2 p.m. You can see it set it for 3 p.m. So it got it right. Siri just didn't do it. Let's try one thing that Siri does that the Galaxy S2 won't do. Meeting next Tuesday at 3 o'clock.
You don't have anything on your calendar for October 25th, 2011 at 3 p.m. Shall I create it?
Yes.
Okay, I scheduled it for October 25th, 2011.
With Siri, you can also put in reminders, which are very nice. Remind me to call Craig in 30 minutes.
Here's your reminder. Shall I create it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll remind you.
On the Galaxy S2, note to self, call Craig in 30 minutes. So note to self, and it's going to send me an email reminding me to call myself in 30 minutes. So they both have reminders. And then the last thing, weather in Chicago, Illinois.
forecast for Chicago, Illinois today through this Wednesday.
Weather in Chicago, Illinois. So you can see there's really not a big difference in looking for weather. But anyway, there's a look at some of the different things you can do with Siri as well as voice on Galaxy S2. Let's take a look at the messaging applications on both because it's something you're obviously going to use a lot. And one of the differences up front is you've got a couple different input methods. Don't pay attention to the gingerbread input method. There's the Samsung keypad, your standard keypad, and again they're very, very similar. Both have speech to text. You've got a settings shortcut here. You've got some shortcuts as far as long press for numbers, but both of them typically you're going to go down to the lower left hand corner to add in punctuation and numbers. And then you've also got swipe, which is pretty nice on the Galaxy S2. And again, it does offer you not only swipe and touch input, but it also gives you long press for numbers as well as symbols, which is pretty slick. And again, you also have speech to text on that as well. So let's go back to our standard keypad. I think everybody's pretty familiar with how swipe works. Call John on Tuesday. Call John on Tuesday. So both have speech to text now, which is great. As you can see, both of them work. You get the capitalization on the iPhone 4S, which you don't get on the Galaxy S2, which is pretty slick. And take a look at the keypads in landscape as well on both. So you can get a look at that. Obviously how well they work is going to be pretty much to how good you are at typing. The other thing we want to take a look at, I think we're going to have to address this. Send it to me on both. I don't think we need to on this one. But let's take a look at attachments. And attachments here, you can take a photo or choose existing photo as far as attachments on the iPhone 4S. On the Galaxy S2 and messaging, for you got pictures, capture pictures, so you have a shortcut to your camera, both video and still picture, shortcut to audio, record audio, location, contacts, calendar, memo, and tasks. It's not that you can't add those other things with the iPhone 4S, it's just not built into the application itself. So there's a look at the keypads on both as well as the capabilities of both.